Namaskaram, hello, welcome to Cinephile India. It's been a while since I made a review on this channel, and today I watched OG. They call him OG, Ojas Gambira, written and directed by Sujeeth after 7 years gap after Saho. Let's see how the movie is. But before I start the movie, I have one message to Sujeeth. Dear Sujeeth, mo eiga tsukuranai de kudasai. Arigato gozaimasu. Now let's get into the details. Watching OG is like walking into a museum where the curator is playing you a reel of every gangster revenge drama that was ever produced in the world, barring any language you can imagine. Sujeeth plays you a slideshow of frame after frame after frame of solid gangster revenge drama tropes that you would be dumbfounded to find a single frame that is not straight out of some other movie you've watched before. Sujeeth has some good ideas about the story. He smartly tried to integrate World War II Japan, the way US bombed Japan during the World War II, and what happened after that, the result of, that gave birth to the Yakuza, the gangsters, and the samurai, the conflict, and tied it very nicely with the main character, Ojas Gambira, played by Pawan Kalyan, and eventually led it to the 1993 Mumbai blast, orchestrated by Dawood Ibrahim, called David in the movie. But that is where the good part ends in the movie. Despite having the good intention, despite having a good idea on what the film should be, Sujeeth messed it up pretty badly with his really poor writing that you never ever get any emotional connect with any of the characters or anything that's going on in the movie. I, for one, expected to watch a Panja, a Balu, and a Johnny kind of mishmash together to produce some gangster movie with a loud raucous sound by Taman. And Taman did not disappoint. He did not disappoint in meeting my expectation of providing a really loud, raucous music that sounded like cacophony to my ears. And this time, Taman smartly copied Malayalam music director Sushin Sham and part Jakes Bijoy, part Vishnu Vishal, instead of copying his usual Anirudh, because Anirudh's music is more mainstream now than the Malayalam music director. So Taman, hats off to you for finding new talent for you to copy music from. And then production design, I must say, was very good. The movie is largely set in 1993, and I must say the production design representing the 1993 Bombay and the clothes, the kind of vehicles they drive, the telephones, it was all taken care of pretty well. And coming to the actors did a good job. Pawan Kalyan, this is his happy place. Like, we know Pawan Kalyan, he's a trained Aikido specialist. He went to Japan to learn some Aikido. I don't know for how long, but we know that he is a martial arts guy. And this movie gave him a chance to flex his martial arts muscle to the fullest after Kushi, that released in 2001. Almost after 24 years after Kushi, I must say this is the only movie where he actually got to flex his martial arts. And he did not disappoint. He was convincing in the action scenes. He had very little dialogue. Thankfully, I liked it. And the problem, though, is Sujeeth's execution. Usually when the movie is heavily centered on Yakuza, the gangster drama, and especially if it's a revenge drama, you would expect the action sequences to carry a lot more emotion and a lot more impact. But none of the action set pieces in the movie gave me any sort of emotional high, except for the loud raucous music that Taman gave in the background. And sadly, that's a part that I could not connect to at all. The movie story is pretty basic. You have this former gangster. For some reason, he ends up in India, and then he gives up everything, and that too for really ridiculous reasons that they explain in the second half. I'm not even going in there, because the more I discuss about this screenplay, the more ridiculous it seems. But then somehow this inter-gang war turns into a personal revenge drama, and the transition is not at all convincing. In the end, you don't know if your hero, Ojas Gambira, is actually fighting for revenge for personal reasons or fighting for revenge for the gang wars that have been happening for a long time. That is the confusion Sujeeth lives in, and he takes you along with him on this ridiculous ride of head-scratching confusion mess. And I must say, editing by Naveen Nuli actually largely helped in this case because the screenplay was so bad. The editing, if it was really bad, then it would have been a really disaster of a movie. And sadly, there's nothing much to discuss about this movie. I mean, I didn't have any expectations, but at least the only good thing is, as I said, I was expecting to watch a Punjab, Balu, and a Johnny, but then luckily, Sujeeth did not mix the three movies. He instead, for his luck or bad luck or unfortunate thing that happened, he kind of mishmashed every gangster movie that came prior to this one. And the whole point of bringing in the Japanese Yakuza, he completely dropped the ball on the Chekhov's gun. Like, we are shown, he spends like almost 20 minutes establishing Yakuza, the samurai, the katana, the training that OG had gone through in Japan, and he came back and he sets up an Aikido school, but none of it matters in the end. It's all guns in the end. Yes, there is a scene where Pawan Kalyan actually uses his katana in a meaningful fight sequence, but even then it was so underwhelming. The whole point of Chekhov's gun, where you actually you hype up the weapons so badly for 3 years. I'm not joking. The first time the teaser came back was almost 3 years ago. They showed the katana with Taman's music in the background that he lifted from somebody on YouTube. I'll try to post a link on it there. But then the whole katana loses its significance. The minute Pawan Kalyan brings up guns, that's it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like bringing a sword to a gunfight. The sword is basically powerless at this point. And what's the point of even showing the katana to begin with? Even those gunfights are utterly ridiculous. I think, as I said, Sujeeth, he has to the director in him may be good, but for some reason, the writer in him, this movie, Saho wasn't great, to be honest with you, and this movie really showed his weakness in terms of his writing. He overwhelms you with too many characters, too many situations, too many subplots, and he loses the main point of the movie, and he forgets what exactly he set out to show to begin with. And that is the review of OG, Ojas Gambira. They call him OG. I don't know if you like it or not. If you are a fan, you may enjoy it for some sequences because it's been a while since Pawan Kalyan did an out-and-out action mass movie like this. But again, it's all superficial. So if you like this movie, please do like my video. And again, as I said, I'm making a video after almost 3 months break. And I hope to continue making this. I just need your encouragement. So please like the video. And if this is the first time you're watching a video on my channel, please consider subscribing. We'll review another movie in another video. Until then, take care.